What's going on, football fans? It's your host, Bad Takes, with Bad Takes in Football, back with another video for you. Gonna dive into what happened last night between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants, but before I do that, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I'm on my road to my first 100 subscribers. We're gonna be doing a giveaway to one of those subscribers. It's a really cool portable Bluetooth speaker that can break into two speakers, so it's an awesome gift for you that I'll be giving away to one of those subscribers. Also, make sure to like and comment on this video. What do you think about what's going on with the Philadelphia Eagles? Have the Giants found a really young, good core that they can work with for the future? Let's hop into today's video. So when I was looking at last night's game, before the game, one of the biggest things I really thought was going to be a challenge for the New York Giants was the run game. The Philadelphia Eagles have a really good run defense, but without Jalen Carter, they really found a gap that they could take advantage of, and Cam Skattebo ran very successfully against this Eagles defense. Cam Skattebo ran the ball 19 times for 98 yards. He also added 3 touchdowns. Cam Skattebo also added 3 touchdowns to those 98 yards, making him score more points than the entire Philadelphia Eagles team combined. Jackson Dart also had a really good showing in yesterday's game. Jackson Dart was 17 for 25 for 198 yards and a touchdown as well. He also ran for a touchdown on the ground as well. I'm really starting to get concerned about this Philadelphia Eagles team. For me, it's not necessarily the fact that they've lost 2 games in a row. It's the fact that Saquon Barkley still isn't getting back on track. I know he had a designated knee injury for this week, but his numbers aren't rising. Saquon Barkley ran the ball 12 times for 58 yards in this game, and although he had a pretty solid average of 4.6 yards per carry, that's still way below the average that he had last year from a yards per game total. We haven't seen Saquon Barkley run over 100 yards once this season. When you compare that to last season, Saquon Barkley already had 300-yard plus games going into week 7. That's a huge disparity between these 2 years. Saquon Barkley averaged 5.8 yards per carry last year. This year he's averaging 3.4. So either defenses are really keying on him and making the Eagles beat them in the pass game, or there is something going on with Saquon Barkley and his knee. I'm not exactly 100% sure what it is. The fact that he continues to play in these games tells me he's healthy enough to play, but at the same time, this is not the Saquon Barkley that we're used to. Now, from a passing perspective, Dallas Goedert actually led this team in receiving yards. He had 110 receiving yards and a touchdown as well. A.J. Brown wasn't too far behind him. He had 80 yards in this game. So that's a much better showing from A.J. Brown, but I'm not sure if this is exactly the type of showing he was hoping for. Although A.J. Brown had a little bit of a better game, the Eagles didn't play that well in general. The Eagles defense really struggled against this Giants offense. Jackson Dart seemed to be in really good control. He seemed poised out there. Even when he had an injury, he came back in as soon as possible, and he really led this team. You can see a lot of excitement on that Giants sidelines, whether it was during the game or after the game. Cam Skattebo and Jackson Dart seem to be a great duo, and when you add Malik Neighbors back to this, you can tell this Giants team really has a solid young core. We haven't even mentioned the fact that they have a really solid defensive line and edge rush. Brian Burns had 2 sacks in last night's game. He was constantly causing trouble for Jalen Hurts, and he was a big reason why they were not able to get into much of a rhythm in this Eagles offense. Jalen Hurts outgained Jackson Dart. He had 283 yards passing. He did have a touchdown, but he also did throw an interception, and that was in a very crucial situation, which allowed the Giants to extend the lead in the 4th quarter. I'm going to be really curious to see if this Giants team is able to keep it up. Generally, with a younger team, with a young quarterback like a Jackson Dart, a young running back like a Cam Skattebo, you're going to see ups and downs. That's probably why we saw this Giants team lose to the New Orleans Saints last week and then come back and beat the reigning Super Bowl champions. The Giants play again against the Denver Broncos, who successfully beat this Philadelphia Eagles team as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see if they're able to stay consistent and have a really good game against the Broncos as well. What do you think about this game? Do we have to worry more about the Philadelphia Eagles, or is there more excitement behind this New York Giants team? I know this is a divisional game, and so generally anything can happen. But when you watched that game last night, you really thought that Jackson Dart had a really solid game, and he has a really solid future in this NFL. I think the Eagles are really going to have to regroup and figure out what they need to do in order to get Saquon Barkley going. Saquon Barkley is the key to this offense, in my opinion. If he's not having success, it's going to be really hard for players like Devontae Smith and AJ Brown to get going because defenses are going to be able to focus on the pass game. That's it for me today. Thank you again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. This is Bad Takes with Bad Takes in Football, signing out.